There's plenty of scary things in this world. How do you talk to kids about those scary things? In the context of dealing with COVID-19 and the pandemic, which is what's going on as I'm filming this video, kids notice these things, don't they? And as a parent, how are we going to deal with that? The first point that I want to make here is don't avoid it. You can't. Your kids already know enough that they're going to have questions, and they tend to have an imagination. So my first pointer for you is not to avoid the issue. Take it on. And it's more important that you say something to them than that you avoid it because you're not sure what to say. In fact, here's a little thing for your toolbox. If you don't know what to say that. It's more important for them to hear from you than it is to feel like you're not even willing to address it. It's okay for you to say, hey, you know what? I don't even know what to tell you about this because I don't know that much about it. But I want you to know that I'm here for you and that we're going to figure this out together. Now, I mentioned that this video is being filmed at the time when the COVID-19 pandemic is going on, but it could be anything that happens that's scary or difficult or frightening. Let's say that you lose a loved one in the family and you're not sure what to say to the kids. It's okay to tell them, hey, I don't even know what to say right now. And then reassure them that you're there for them and that together you're going to deal with this and you'll figure it out. The next point I would make about talking to kids about scary things is for you as the adult to sort out fact and hype. And you'll notice that there's a lot of false news going on and there's opinions that get shared as if they are fact. We have to be discerning enough that we can sort out fact versus hype. And I think the best way to do this is to consider the source. Hearing something that has been touted by somebody on social media is not a reliable fact source. Do I need to repeat that or do we have it? You got this? Make sure that it's a credible source. Now, different people have different opinions about what that means. But what I'm trying to get to is don't be too quick to jump on the rumor mill and to say, hey, I know that this is true because I heard it on Facebook. Well, that may be an indicator that it's not true. Just be careful with it, okay? And some sources that look credible really aren't, so you can do some cross-checking. Now, in light of the pandemic, for example, just last week, I had a thing come through my Facebook Messenger from someone that I know who shared a video that was put out there by somebody who said, oh, we're all gonna die because the water's been contaminated, yada, yada, yada. Okay, it was totally fake. But he didn't know that when he shared it, but then he's sharing it with everybody in his friends list on Facebook. So be careful about that. When we're talking to our kids about scary things, we have to base our own counsel to them on things that are verifiable and credible. Let's not spread panic and worry. Let's get down to the facts. One thing that's really crucial as we talk to kids is to maintain our own sense of calm and peace, all right? And when scary things come up, adults get scared too. And it's not wrong that you're feeling upset, that you've got some anxieties. It's not wrong, but be aware of it because you got to take care of you in order to show up in a better way for your kids. I don't think we need to pretend that things don't bother us if they do. In fact, sometimes that's really helpful for kids to find out, oh yeah, my mom or my dad is kind of scared too, but they're dealing with it, they're handling it. I think as a general rule, let's take time ourselves to address our own anxieties before we jump in and try to handle that for our kids. And you'll probably need some help with that. That's why we've put together coaching groups. And that's why we've got programs and courses that you can take to address your own psychological well-being. I think the best thing that you can give your kids is a fully functioning, healthy, happy adult that they can look to for support and guidance. That's you. All kids are at different levels of development, so the next tip is to keep it developmentally appropriate. Some things they just don't need to know, or they don't have the mental capacity to wrap their head around anyway. Learn some things and be sensitive to where your child is in their development. And don't dump the whole load on them. Give them what it is that they need. One way that you can do this is be really sensitive to the questions that they're asking. Kids are going to ask whatever is on their mind. And so as you listen to their questions, you don't have to jump in and give them an answer to something that they weren't even thinking about or worried about in the first place. Try to keep it developmentally appropriate and targeted toward what it is that they're actually wondering. Now, along those same lines, it's okay to ask questions. Ask them what they've heard. Ask them what they're thinking about. Ask them what they're worried about. It's okay to actually ask. And it's amazing to me that sometimes we skip this step and we just like, okay, what am I going to tell my kids about this thing? And then you come up with something without actually finding out what they want. Ask the question. Take the time to really connect with what they're thinking. And if you can open it up a little bit, instead of using a closed question like, hey, are you feeling nervous about all this? To which they can answer yes or no. Ask a question that helps to open them up. Something like, so tell me what you've heard about this. And then they can open up a little bit. Or tell me how you've been feeling about this. And then zip it and listen. Use your ears more than your mouth. And that can be very reassuring too, just to have someone that's listening to them. Another thing that we really want to model for our kids is appropriate self-care. Using the example of the pandemic, this is particularly important because one of the best strategies for slowing the spread of a virus is to take care of ourselves. Hygiene, health, proper hand washing, being sensitive or careful to the things in our environment so that we don't expose ourselves unnecessarily to the pathogens. But even beyond that, how important is it to exercise, get enough sleep, eat a nutritious diet? All of these things will help you as a parent, as an adult who's going to help these kids, and it's something that we want to model for them. It's really easy in times like this to get sucked into unhealthy habits. Maybe you've noticed there's even some jokes going around about, the quarantine weight, or people who haven't shaved for a whole month and they've got all of this facial hair where normally they don't. Why do we stop taking care of ourselves at a time when we really should be stepping it up? Let's model this for the kids too. Anything that's scary that comes along, we will deal with better if we are physically on top of it. And finally, I think the most important thing that we can do at times when there's scary things to talk to the kids about is to keep those lines of communication open. Let them know that there is a loving, trustworthy adult in their life where they can turn for answers to their questions, or to get counsel or advice, or to just have someone there that they know has got their back. That is so important. Keep those lines of communication open. We've got other videos here on the channel that will help you with positive communication with your kids. You can queue those up to watch next. And did you know that we offer also coaching and courses and all kinds of resources and support just for you? Thank you for being a conscious parent. Come visit us at drpauljenkins.com, spelled drpauljenkins.com. There's a link in the description where you can learn more about all of the resources that are available to you. Had a number so I could be